solidarity, who are at the forefront of Palestinian freedom. All of them are here. I see also our Mr. Lenasia, Councillor Imran Musa is here with us as well. Member of Parliament, I'm sorry about that, Honorable. Honorable is with us as well. And I remember when Mandela, they asked him, who is a youth? How do you define a youth? And our father of the nation, Nelson Mandela, said, you can only be a youth. You remain a youth for as long as your age has 2 digits. So everyone here is a youth today. We have a youth here. Babu Seth Mazibugo, welcome that you are here with us today. Youth in Dala, 1976. So history has been made. It's for the first time we are seeing such an amazing crowd. It is for the first time ever that Gaza has been brought to Soweto. From Gaza to Soweto! Let us continue with our program. So as we do it, this is a place of worship. We will start with the recitation of the Quran, our holy scripture in Islam. We'll have Hafiz Ismail to come and read some of the few verses that are very important for our occasion today, for our demonstration today, and for our march today. Hafiz Ismail. Hafiz Ismail is not here. Brother, please come through. This brother here is very passionate. He came with the demonstrators and the protesters and the marchers, and he said, Sheikh, can I please read the Quran? So let us hear him, inshallah, read the Quran.
أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. يا أيها الإنسان ما غرك بربك الكريم. يا أيها الإنسان ما غرك بربك الكريم الذي خلقك فسواك فعدلك في أي صورة ما شاء ركبك. كلا بل تكذبون بالدين وإن عليكم لحافظين كراما كاتبين كاتبين يعلمون ما تفعلون وإن الأبرار لفي نعيم وإن الفجار لفي جحيم يصلونها يوم الدين وما هم عنها بغائبين وما أدراك ما يوم الدين نفس لنفس شيئا والأمر يومئذ لله يوم لا تملك نفس لنفس شيئا والأمر يومئذ لله صدق الله العظيم.
We say mashallah. Say mashallah. That is beautiful. So the plight of Palestine, it is not only confined within the Muslims, but the plight of Palestine, it is a passion, a burning passion for each and every humanity and human beings that feels the oppression is wrong, that feels that genocide is wrong, that people should not ever be oppressed on this earth. A basic right or a basic human right is that people must live. Let people live and let live. I'm just told something so beautiful that the reciter who was reciting, his name is Brother Faisal. He spent about 8 years in Turkey. He can also speak Turkish. So later on, if you want to learn Turkish, you can come to him. It shouldn't be a problem. For him, it's very soft, it's very easy. We have our MC with us, Brother Idani. Brother Idani, inshallah. He will take over after me because I've just hijacked his program. So he will take from here, inshallah, then we continue and have a beautiful program demonstrating and making sure that the plight of Palestinians, it is heard. From Gaza to Soweto! From Gaza to Soweto! History is made. This is for the first time ever. The plight of Palestinians is brought to the people that understands exactly what is it to be oppressed. And we have our brother Seth Mazibugo, who is here with us today. We are very honored to have you, our brother. This is your place.
Takbir, takbir, takbir. Amanda, away to free Palestine. Free Palestine. From the river to the sea. I actually wanted us to bring us to this one before I agreed. The freedom of Palestine should start from the river to the sea. The whole of what is Palestine shall be liberated, and this is what we are gathering here for. We are not here by mistake. We have gathered in Soweto a couple of days just after the 1976 June 16 massacres that took place right here in Soweto. These massacres that we are speaking about, there's a photo of Hector Peterson that is that we can see here. Palestinians always emphasize, a brother of mine is here. He was mentioned a number of times to say that we speak of Hector Peterson, which is very important. It's very symbolic. But please note, it is possible that every 2 hours in Gaza for the past 3 years, there was a child that was carried like Hector Peterson. Every week in the West Bank, there is a child that is carried like Hector Peterson since the occupation has taken place, and it continues to date. So we are not lost. Ours is to speak for Palestinians until the day they are liberated. As Nelson Mandela, the father of this nation, has mentioned, he said that our freedom is not complete until the freedom of Palestinians. Amanda. My name is Itani Rasalanab. I'm a Sowetan. I'm a Sowetan. My mother was not born here. She was born in Alexandra. But just like Palestinians, they were forced to move. Forced removal was the order of the day in those days. They were moved from Alexandra to come live here in Soweto. And them being in Soweto, I learned along the way that they were actually moved 3 times because they arrived to live with the brothers here in Pimville. But eventually they moved to Orlando and then Diepkloof. So we relate to Palestinians. We relate to what they're experiencing on a day-to-day basis. We share their history. We share what they're experiencing on a day-to-day basis. So it is for us to pave the way, future for them. In the interest of time, we will ask the Mulana of the Soweto Muslim Association, Mulana Dawood Ndlovu, to come open for us. He has been here. Please.
A round of applause for me. Today is about Gaza, and this is about Soweto as well. Thank you, Brother Itan. I normally give, before I start anything, I normally need about 20 minutes before I get into my speech. So you bear with me. I'm joking. I thought maybe there is some of the few issues that we should be highlighting today. We are very happy and with this passion that is here. Something that is so amazing and something that is profound, that there has been so many demonstrations that have taken place, have taken part in South Africa, but none ever, any of these demonstrations that alludes to the plight of Palestinians was ever brought to Soweto. So with this, we are saying, thank you so much to Salam Media. Thank you so much to our brother Shamshir of Salam Media for thinking about us. And thank you so much to our brother Ponti, who thought of this such an amazing idea. And with us, we are so happy that we have the ambassador of Palestine. She's here with us. Please, round of applause for her. I'm sorry, Ponti, you didn't give me the name, and this is not right. Let me welcome all of you to Soweto Muslim Association. Let me welcome the DBS, who is here also in the demonstrations as well as having the passion of Palestine. Let me also welcome the PSA, Palestinian Solidarity Alliance. Let me also welcome Independent Liberation and Allied Workers Union, ILAU. I hope I'm pronouncing it right, because when you say ILAU in South Africa, it's a problem. Let me also welcome the South African Women United for Gaza. Let me also welcome the Social Intifada. Let me welcome also the Africa for Palestine. Let me welcome also COSATU. We welcome as well Ubaba Seth Mazibuko, the youth in Dala, Yaga 1976. We are very honored to have you. We will say this again and again, because when we speak of 1976, it seems as if it's history. We have history in person with us. If 1976 was a person, it is our leader, Ubaba Seth Mazibuko, with us. Please, you can clap for him. Sorry about that. Welcome to Salam Media. And welcome to all SMA, Soweto Muslim Association well-wishers, as well as the supporters of SMA. Welcome to the founder of SMA, Ubaba Said Ali Zange. He's with us here. He's there, right there at the corner. Please, hands for him. This is Ubaba Said Ali Zange, who is the founder of Soweto Muslim Association, and this was done in 1973. 1973. And you would learn that he's still alive. He's not a history that we're talking about where he's not alive. He is here and we are celebrating him every day. He's with us every Friday. He's with us whenever he is needed to still give us the wisdom on how they actually started. Soweto has a beautiful history. Like our brother demonstrated here, Soweto has a beautiful history. And that is why it was about time that Gaza, the understanding of Gaza and the passion about Gaza, and to demonstrate even better, it had to be brought to Soweto. As I continue, the history of this masjid, as you see it here, this mosque here under the Soweto Muslim Association, as you see it, for many years it has been standing here. Soweto Muslim Association, as I had said, here is the founder, where it was registered in 1973. But let me tell you something that many people do not know today, that they will know. That when we had our Eid now, our Eid celebration, there was a news, certain media house that actually went to take some of the history that was actually happening that side of Johannesburg, in the north of Johannesburg, where they went to the Turkish mosque. And when I asked them why Turkish mosque, they say because the soil turning of that mosque, it was actually done by Nelson Mandela. But I said, okay, so now why are you coming to us? They said, no, we heard that Nelson Mandela was the father of the nation, and Soweto Mosque in Dlamini, under Soweto Muslim Association, was opened by Winnie Mandela. This mosque was opened by Winnie Mandela in 1985. That is the history that we have. Soweto Muslim Association, it is thriving, and it has been thriving for many years. There's so many people, so many personalities that came through here. We have the late, our brother Garda, who was also part of this. We have many people also who are still playing a very vital role, very important role in the front of Islam, especially in South Africa, that have come through Soweto. There's so many personalities that were actually there. So we welcome all of you, and we are saying we are very grateful for what you had actually demonstrated to us. And without forgetting as well, we have our main guest also who is here with us from Palestine, our brother Bilal Khalid. Our brother Bilal Khalid is with us today, the journalist that is here with us. And I know he's very jealous of what we have done. This painting here was done by our youth in Soweto 100% and led by an amazing team that was here to just demonstrate. This is the future. This is the future. All of this was done by our youth of Soweto. We welcome you to this historic event. We had a visitor, His Excellency, the Ambassador of United Arab Emirates in Soweto, who came just last year. And when he came here, he told us that I am coming here for the first time, or rather for the second time. My last visit to Soweto in this mosque was in 1979. And when he came here, normally he's a man that spends a very little time because he's busy. He left a very important meeting with the president, our first citizen, Cyril Ramaphosa. He left a meeting and he said, I am going to Soweto. Soweto has called me. And he came here and he told us, listen, how many people, when he asked us the question, how many people actually do visit Soweto? We said we wish many people who have influence, people who understand the history, people who understand the plight of the people who understand what the people of Soweto stands for. We wish they could come, but they are not coming. And he said, if I can come all the way from United Arab Emirates, what is stopping them? I said, no, they say Soweto is dangerous. Soweto, they will steal your cars and all of that. I say, but the Palestinian issue, people can go to Gaza, where there is bomb every minute there, but they can't come to Soweto. He said, no, they must change their mind. As we continue also to welcome each and every one, we also empathize and sympathize with our brothers and sisters in Gaza. As dictated by our faith dictates that we should actually empathize and sympathize. It is part of our very fundamental beliefs that the plight and the difficulties of your brother and your sister, you should feel it because we are like a one body. When one part of the body pains, the whole body takes the pain. Rest assured, no one understands better the plight of Palestinian people like the people of Soweto. Why? It is because of our undying spirit of resilience of 1976, and our brother Seth can bear witness to that. The people of Soweto are the people with a very big heart, like the people of Gaza. And we have demonstrated that so many times, that what Gaza is experiencing, we've experienced it. What Gaza has gone through, we have gone through that. Come and speak to the people of Soweto, that why is it that till today you find that Soweto is marginalized? The people of Soweto, they are marginalized. Although our struggle may be different, is that we are still the subordinate. We are still the people who are deprived in terms of proper quality education. We are not playing very much role in terms of our economic development in greater scheme of things when it comes to South Africa. The people of Soweto. So when you say, in Soweto, when you say, Soweto, we say to victory. When you say Soweto, we say to hope. and unity. When you say and ask the people of Soweto, Soweto, we say to peace and tranquility as well as prosperity. When you say Soweto, we say to Soweto Muslim Association, the future of Islam in South Africa. Again, we thank Salam Media for having demonstrated this all of the time. You know, Christopher Columbus, when he traversed the world, we learn in the history that when he came across the Arabs, he said to the Arabs, when they asked him, how are the Arabs? He said, I was never interested in the Arabs because the Arabs were barbaric, were inhumane. And we see today exactly this is how they're actually treating Gaza and the people of Palestine. And when many of those who oppressed us under apartheid came here, they said, these people here, they are barbaric, they're inhumane. So we understand very well the plight of Palestinians. There is many people that come to South Africa and visit, very relevant people, but they never come to Soweto. They never come to Soweto. People will go into so many places. People will visit Santin. We have so many visitors that comes who are Muslims. People who are saying we are there to demonstrate peace. We are one with the people. We believe in one God. We are one ummah. We are one nation. But they never come to Soweto. Because some, they still maybe feel that we are still the scumbags of the earth, like how Christopher Columbus described the Arabs. We are saying that is about to finish. The youth is coming very strong. The youth of Soweto is coming very strong. And Soweto, maybe I should say this, why from Regina Mondi? But Mazibuko, why from Regina Mondi to Soweto Masjid, the Soweto Mosque? All the promises that were made, all the promises that God will save you, it has failed us in Soweto. Now the people are demonstrating from the church to the mosque. It means Islam becomes the beacon of light and hope for the people of Soweto. And Soweto Muslim Association is going to make sure of that. That Islam starts to shine within Soweto, not because we want control, because Islam stands for the truth. Islam stands for justice. Islam stands for equality. From Gaza to Soweto! From Gaza to Soweto! As I conclude, justice consists not in being neutral between right and wrong, but justice consists in finding out the right and upholding it. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala make Palestine to be free. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala make Soweto to be free and be recognized. Jazakumullah khair. Thank you very much.
Allahu Akbar. Takbir. Takbir. Free Palestine. Free Palestine. From the river to the sea. From the river to the sea. Maybe to emphasize 2 points. The first one is to all Palestinians that are here, that you are not welcome. You are home. This is your home. This is where you belong. If anything, if we were to get pieces of land, we are going to cut them and give them to you before ourselves so you can reside here with us. And with the second one is with Regina Mondi. When we speak of Regina Mondi and Palestine, we speak of Bethlehem and the Second Intifada. During the Second Intifada, freedom fighters had no refuge, but had to go to the Church of Nativity. That is where they had to go and hide. Today in 2025, there are bullet holes inside the church. The same applies to Regina Mundi. If you walk in there, you are going to be shown bullet holes in which students ran into the church, running away from the police. The police and soldiers went into the church and gave them 4 seconds to leave before they opened fire. Our history and that of Palestinians is one and the same. I am here to introduce a legend. We speak of Palestine, we speak of Yasser Arafat, we speak of Abu Ali Mustafa, we speak of others. Us here in Soweto, we have got Tasesh. Tasesh is our guide. He has been giving us directions from the past. He tells us of what has happened in the past because he was part of those that led the June 16 marches here in Soweto. He was one of those that were paid by police for years and end up until our freedom. We are very lucky to have him here with us because most of his colleagues, if not almost all of them, didn't see freedom. We are lucky to have him here to share with us his experiences and to share the message of solidarity from Soweto. He is going to speak for us as Sowetan. Tasesh, please.
It is not just a story of the pain of children, of people suffering from oppression and bullets, that today we take out to the streets of Soweto. Soweto is not seeing this or doing this just out of being out there in the streets. We have walked, fellow South Africans, we have walked the walk we have just taken, carrying children. We buried the Hector Petersons, marching from Regina Mundi to Avalon Cemetery, just not far from here. We were but children. At the age 16, I was detained under Section 6 of the Terrorism Act of 1966. I was but a child. And it is that out of that pain that I was kept in solitary confinement in John Foster Square, and after that in number 4 prison. Alone in a cell, a child, a 16-year-old. The pain of the people of Palestine is the pain of the people of Soweto. I was sentenced to 7 years on Robben Island. When I went to Robben Island, I hardly had a prison uniform that fitted me. The pain of the children of Palestine is the pain of the people of Soweto. When we started on June 16, the day, counting, and that is the terrible reminder then gets emotional with me, is that when I see what is happening in that area, I get very emotional in the sense that at about 20 past 5, at about 10 to 10 on June 16, we were already counting 110 bodies of children being mowed down by apartheid. I don't see anything happening now that is different from that in Palestine. Children die, and the world is mute. The world is watching children being mutilated. And I'm saying, why does it have to be us? To the people of Soweto, well, myself included, I'm just a boy from Orlando East. I'm just coming from Orlando East now. And I've never left Soweto. And to me, the message of you walking from Regina Mundi to here, Mamu Winnie Mandela, wherever she is, she should be ululating. Mamu Winnie should be raising the fist and saying, Amandla. Mandela should be shaking, should be saying, are we still experiencing this? I challenge everyone here today that let this march be not just march that will end this month of June 16. if possible, the march that came immediately after June 16 was the march of the 4th of August. Let's have another march. Let's have another march. I'm going to just challenge Salam Media and say, let's do another march. Challenge accepted. And I want to say we should not be silenced until those guys are silenced. And I want to say to the people of, I'm sorry, I'm in the middle of a conference. They've been naughty. They took me out of a conference at UJ to be here. But I'm saying the blood, the tree of liberation of the children of Palestine shall be watered by the blood of the martyrs. And will do everything possible to protect and to fight for victory in Palestine. Allow me to ask this House to stand and just observe a moment of silence. Mandla! Mandla! Long live the people of Palestine, long live! Long live the spirit of the people of Palestine, long live! Long live South Africa and Palestine, long live! Long live Soweto and Palestine, long live! Mandla!
Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Allow me to stress that I am not alone as the director of the program. We have Sister Amina Mufuking, who will be joining us and sharing the podium with me in introducing the different speakers. Next, we have a very important unit within South Africa. It is a unit that speaks for those that are marginalized, those that do not have, that have got challenges with issues of housing, those that are moved unfairly, whose houses are demolished. Their alternative to housing is not being provided. This is Abahlali basemjondolo. Please allow me to welcome Uzanele Ngobese.
Amandla. Amandla. I'd like to greet everybody who came here, who took their time to walk with us, to come here to the mosque. We were pushed by one cause because we united. We are in solidarity with Palestine. So okay, so I must raise my voice. Okay, I must come close. So I was asked to come and make a speech. I'm Zanele Ngobese from the banner of Abahlali basemjondolo. As much as they said we're fighting for land, we're fighting for dignity, and we're fighting for housing. So I've got a few words here that I've written yesterday. But one thing I want to say, I woke up today 4 o'clock just to boost the energy that I need to have today. Just checking on the videos of what is happening in Gaza. Guys, we have to educate ourselves. As much as you know what's happening in Palestine, tell your neighbor, because maybe your neighbor doesn't know. So that spread the word so that we could have this power to help Palestine stand tall. Because Palestine right now, they are thinking they don't have anybody else because now they are pushed into the corner, but we are here. As much as they say from Palestine to Soweto, from Soweto to Palestine, we are here. So I've got few words here. I just want to read it out because I'm even shaking, guys, because people who stood here had a lot to say. So I want to write this, to speak about what I wrote here. We all have heard about the famine in Palestine, the war that is going on the Gaza Strip, the blockade of humanitarian assistance, attack on the UN, killings that are targeting people who are receiving aid. When I'm speaking about targeting people who are receiving aid, some of you know about the flower massacre, whereby they are targeting people who are running to get aid. They just bomb them. That is not humanity. That is not humanity. So children are dying of malnutrition. Imagine kids dying of poverty because they are blocking aid. They are blocking aid. The UK and the US, we have to tell them. We have to tell them they must hear us. We have to be the voice of the voiceless. They cannot let this genocide keep on going for this long. As much as they say it's from 2023, the war, but the people who stood here, they are telling us that it's not from last year or last of last year. The apartheid has been going for too long. We are calling, you know what? This is happening. They are pushing Palestine into the corner. When they are fighting for themselves, they are saying they are terrorists. I mean, like, really? They are fighting for their own land. People came in their own land, then they are pushing them into it. Like, I don't understand what these people they are saying. Calling a person fighting, even us, as much as they're saying in 1976, we were fighting for our own rights, but they killed school kids who were protesting for their own rights. So this is what we are calling for, is ceasefire at Gaza. So what is happening? We cannot continue to be blind to the suffering of the innocent. What is happening in Palestine is not physical war. It is a war of consciousness. The world needs to wake up and see humanity in every life. It is time for unity, compassion, and justice to replace hatred and violence. We are all connected until we realize that the cycle of pain will continue. Let us stand for peace and humanity. We as APM, who are in solidarity with Palestine, we call upon whomever has an ear to listen and whomever has a voice to take a stand and speak out. From the river to the sea, Palestine will be free. Thank you.
Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Good day. Good day, ladies and gentlemen, brothers and sisters in Islam. My name is Amina Mufukeng, and I am from the Val. It's my first time being in Soweto, and it's been a month that I've been in Soweto, and I've learned a lot. I've lived my whole life in the Val, and I've never been to Soweto. So I'm very grateful to the chairman who welcomed me to be part of the team of the Soweto Muslim Association. I'm one of the teachers, one of the uppers here that teaches the kids. We have classes for the ladies, for the men, and for the kids also in the afternoon. just a little bit about what is it exactly that we do here. What we do here is that we teach kids about um, about them being who they are, but also we mold them to be the future leaders of the country, knowing where we came from, and we want a better future for them. We know that South Africa is not safe, right? So what we do is that we get kids, when they come back from school, they have the opportunity to come into a very safe place to learn about Islam. Whether Muslim or non-Muslim, we welcome, so that we take them away from the streets because it is not safe. There's a lot that's happening out there. So we take our kids and we bring them here, of which, alhamdulillah, with the little that we have, we are able to be giving them either bread or something at the end of the day, because we know poverty is what we are striving to come out from. Next up, we'd like to call the Palestine Solidarity Organization representatives, that is Amara Gada.
Amandla! Amandla! Comrades, I want them to hear us from the union buildings, from Parliament in Cape Town, because what we are doing today is saying to the South African government, to all governments, that if they don't take action against the genocidal apartheid colonial state, we will. We will, and we have, our ancestors have. This very gathering was illegal more than 30 years ago. This very gathering is something they would have said, how many people are you? 1, 2, 3, 4. Terrorists, all of you. They would have said that, and I'm sure they did on this very land that we're standing on right now. So what we have to do is to make sure the freedom of us being able to stand here, being able to stand in solidarity, walk in solidarity, that is something that everyone in the world deserves. When we talk about Palestine, it can't be that if I care about Palestine, on the one hand, with the other hand, I'm complicit in oppression of my own fellow citizens here in South Africa. It cannot be that I am praising the resilience of Palestinians who live across the world because their land has been taken from them. But here in South Africa, I am xenophobic to people that come from the rest of the continent. It cannot be that I am supporting Palestine loudly, calling for decolonization, calling for reparations, but I am racist. It cannot be any longer. It has gone on for too long. Apartheid may have ended, but those attitudes of supremacy have not ended. And it's up to us to do that, to make sure that no one can say, I didn't know what I was doing was wrong. Not the Israelis, not the Nazis, not the racists. No one is allowed to say, I didn't know, because we are telling them now. The historic walk that we just did represents the link between Palestine and South Africa that goes on long before I was born. And it continues till today. But our hope is that South Africa and Palestine can be partners in liberation, not just in struggle. From struggle to liberation. So when we say chants like, Maibuye, and we say, Africa, we must also say, Maibuye, Palestine, Maibuye, Gaza. We must remember that these struggles come from the same oppression. And oppression everywhere is something that we have to stand strong against, not just condemn, not just take to court, but we actually have to stand very strongly against it, to say, we do not want Zionists here. We do not accept Zionists here. We do not accept racists here, white supremacists. We do not accept that in South Africa, in Palestine, and everything in between. Comrades, I am so glad to see the type of crowd that we have here today, because for too long we have been fighting battles in isolation. But once we understand that the battle is actually against the same oppression, then we can make sure we stand firmly. We press our government, who is on the one hand being very, very good, very proactive, taking Israel to court, but on the other hand is allowing the export of coal to Israel. As we stand here, there are ships delivering South African coal that comes from mines where mine workers are exploited, underpaid. In the Stilfontein massacre, mine workers are killed. And that same product is then being shipped to Israel, who can then use that coal to generate power, literally powering genocide and apartheid. If this is the South Africa that's post-apartheid, then we must not allow South African goods to be in the machine of the Israeli capitalist oppressive system. We must say it's our coal, our land, our miners, our mine workers, our mines. And we do not accept this transportation that is then complicit in genocide and murder. So, as everyone is here today, and I think some of the speakers have already alluded to this, the struggle does not end today. As much as if we look at the Soweto, the youth uprisings, 1976, apartheid didn't end in 1976. It still took decades, and that's why when we have comrades like Ubab Seth Mazbuko here, we can understand he's a very young man. And we can see how young was he when he was protesting in 1976. As 16-year-olds, as 12-year-olds even, they knew that they cannot accept that future for South Africa. So we cannot accept that future still in South Africa because there are people that want to take us back to apartheid. But we cannot accept that future anywhere. And I wore this specific hoodie today. I don't think you can see it. It says, "But do you condemn humus?" Because some people in the West, especially Western media, they'll ask you questions. Do you condemn this? Do you condemn that? Does Israel have a right to defend itself? And as Norman Finkelstein said, I think a few days ago, the only right Israel has is to pack its bag and get out of Palestine. So I look forward to hopefully one day all of us being able to travel freely from here to Palestine, for our comrades in Palestine to travel here, paint murals like this, and so that we can be sure we have always been on the right side of history. Thank you, Shukran. Amandla! Maibu, yeah? Maibu, yeah? Shukran.
Right. Like every speaker has spoken that South Africa and Gaza, we share a lot in common. Yes, geographically it might be different, culture-wise it might be different, but there is a lot that we share in common. For example, colonization. South Africa on its own was colonized, same as Gaza today. It is colonized, right? There is a lot that we share in common. Apartheid, we went through apartheid, right? Same, they going through the same thing. So the feeling is mutual. We have the same struggles, but then but also we need to remember that charity starts at home. For us to be able to help Gaza, we need to help our own so that we grow together strong, so that we are able to even go the extra mile for others. Right. So next up, we'd like to call Ubab Mabasa from Kosatu.
Let me ask to take a song as I come up there. Ogugude tambo, emakaya gugude. Ogugude tambo, emakaya gugude. Ogugude tambo. Thank you. Oh, is it this one? Yes. Let me, with great humility, thank the program directors. I just missed the name of the very program director that gave me the stage, but I caught the one of Hitani and Amina and Amina, and also Comrade Seth Mazibuko, Comrade Sipho Stephens from SACP, the religious leaders, particularly those of the Muslim Association, Soweto Muslim Association, and let me thank our very special people that come all the way from Palestine to be with us. But when they came to South Africa, they called us barbaric, and they took our land, South Africa. When they went to Palestine, they called Palestinians barbaric, and they took Palestine. They murder babies. They murder women. They murder grandparents. Those people are buried under the rubble. Some of them will never be found. Yet USA and some of the Western partners call themselves sophisticated and human. In my whole life, I have never seen the cruelty that is being unleashed onto the people of Palestine. In our life, Comrade Seth has explained how our people in South Africa were murdered. The challenge is on the world. South Africa has done its bit by taking those people to the court. The rest of the world, you must do better than you are doing. It's not enough to say we condemn. It's not enough to fear USA and Israel. Fear will not free Palestine, but strength and solidarity will free Palestine. When I took this stage, I was said to be representing COSATU. Yes, I'm representing Comrade Dlamini because myself as Bob Mabasa, I am a product of COSATU. I am a product of SACTU. I am a product of ANC. I am a product of Portwa Communication Workers Union, and I am a product of the struggling masses in South Africa. Program directors, thank you very much. What you are doing, the leaders that have assembled us together,
to that of Palestinians. And in the midst of all these embargoes and sanctions from America, they still have the capacity to assist Palestinians. They still have the energy to say that we stand with Palestine as possible to try and push them and accept policies within their state of which they are not willing to stay. So please, if we could allow Comrade Carlos a few minutes to speak.
Thank you, comrades. Thank you all. Amanda! Viva Palestina, viva! Yes, comrades, for me, it's an honor to be here sharing with you, sharing with my friend, the ambassador of Palestine. You know, we are here to express our strongly support for the people of Palestine and also for the people who is solidar with Palestine and who support this struggle. That is a huge struggle that is facing our people, and we have to be beside them. We used to say that Palestine is now the center of the world. What is happening there has to concern us, all of us, and has to rise us to support them, to be with them. I just wanted, because as an ambassador, it's not to me to say it, so I am used words for a friend, a fellow, is a Cuban fellow. Is Aleida Guevara. You know Aleida Guevara. She is the daughter of El Che Guevara. She's a Cuban doctor. And he's very committed to life and to the struggles of the people. And she used to say, she said just yesterday, that as a doctor, she has to care about the life of the people. But how happy she was seeing those Iranian missiles getting back to Tel Aviv. She said it, not me. So is this to say that what is happening in Palestine has to touch us all and has to make us stand to be with them. And thank you, South Africa, for your support also. Has been very important, not only for Palestine and for the people of Palestine, but for the people who are struggling for a better world. Thank you, South Africa, for this strong support, for these strong actions that came even further words. And we are with you on this fight. We are with you, of course, Palestinian people, in this fight. And thank you all, and viva Palestina, viva! Thank you, comrade.
Thank you, Ambassador. Next, in the interest of time, considering that time is moving, let us be as short as the ambassador was, or even shorter. This is to the speakers that will come after hearing. Next, we will have the workers from Ilau, the representative of Ilau, Tapelo Mafa, to come give a message of support and solidarity.
Awuthina siyayisaba le ndawo, le ndawo. Amandla, amandla. Awuthina siyayisaba le ndawo, le ndawo esikuyo. Bathule nje bazeqiniso, ayo yo yo esikuyo, awumono mono Palestine, ayo yo yo esikuyo. Bathule nje bazeqiniso, ayo yo yo esikuyo, Amandla. Amandla. Down with government of Israel, down. Down with the killers, down. Down with the rapists of Israel, down. Forward with the struggle of people of Palestine, forward. Forward with the struggle of people of South Africa, forward. Matimba. Mata. Manda. All power. All power. Thank you. Ayesaba Makwal. Thank you, leadership. My name is Tapelo Gabisto Mafa. I'm the president of Ilau. We represent the health workers in the Department of Health. And we came here to pledge solidarity with the men, women, children of Palestine, the doctors and the nurses that are being bombed day and night by the devil himself of Israel. It is also very sad that the South African government continue to romanticize the US and the Israel. It is about time that we remind the government the crucial part that the Israel people played during the dark days of South African apartheid. When people of South Africa were oppressed, it is the people of Palestine who supported us. And the South African government need to be reminded that. And also people of Soweto should know, especially us who are Christians, that the Israel we are talking about today, it is not the one that is in the Bible. This Israel was formed in 1948 or 1947, and the Palestine was already there for a long time. The entire Israel needs to be demolished. We know how did the UN made sure that in 1948 or 1947, they established some of the so-called independent states. And that is where our problem started as the people of Palestine. In 76, youth of South Africa faced the same struggle that people of Palestine are facing today. And I'm very happy to see that we are from Gaza to Soweto. From Soweto to Gaza, we as people of Soweto, we must continue having this kind of program, having this kind of works to push our government to hear a call of people of Palestine. You know, Israel are not our friends. During the dark days, they've never stood with us. Instead, it is them that oppress South Africa. America never wanted to do anything with us during apartheid. But today, the South African government listened to advices of a useless and state of America. Although the United States supported the Balfour Declaration of 1917, which favored the establishment of the Jewish nation home in Palestine, and that is where the problem started as well. Soon after the President Truman took office, he appointed several experts to study the Palestinian issues, but I guess they've studied them wrong, because today we continue suffering after Israel's state was established in 1947. What is our sin as people of Palestine? What is the sin of children of people of Palestine? Why is the world quiet? Some of the political parties in South Africa went and met with the criminal Netanyahu, and no one made a noise in the country. The media never made a noise. Fred Shibambu went to meet another criminal by the name of Prophet Buchiri. We made noise. But if some of our leaders went and meet with President Putin, it was going to be a problem. Why do we allow those claimed to be our representatives continue to meet with the Netanyahu or government of Israel, yet the Netanyahu was declared an international criminal? Why is South African government allowing America? Why are they allowing America? Or why is the president is not pushing the case that we have against Israel? It's because our government is confused. Because if they are not confused, they would stood up and stand for the children that are killed every day. People are not chickens. People are not animals. No one deserves to be killed like the Israelis are doing. In my conclusion, I say to Salam Media, Africa for Palestine, and all organizations that are here, we should not do this for a popularity stand. If indeed we people of Soweto, we people of South Africa stood and stand with the people of Palestine, we need to be able to sacrifice ourselves. And we are not doing this for ourselves, but for liberation of our continent, of our country and the people of Palestine. If we are not ready to take it to the streets, we will continue singing, singing, singing. Nothing will change because these people are not going to listen to us. I was talking to a friend of mine and say it must actually one day, as people of Gauteng, we must decide to go and sleep at the US Embassy in demand of justice for people of Palestine, justice for people of South Africa. Sowetan must not think that because we are here for people of Palestine, their issues don't matter. The struggle of people of Palestine is our struggle. We are being killed every day. They even claim, they even lie and says white farmers are being killed. It is them that kills us. That is why even today they say Israelites, some of them is them that are wrong, is them that are attacking. I mean, they say the people of Palestine are them that are attacking the Israel. But we know. Why is the media not being honest? Why is the media not talking, narrating the real story that is happening in Palestine? Today is the people of Palestine. Tomorrow it's us here in Soweto. You have already seen in Northern Cape. Is in Northern Cape. The useless person from Israel says colored people and Xhosa people must be deported in Northern Cape. They don't belong there. And the media is quiet. It's not saying anything about that. They said colored people and Xhosa people, speaking people, they must be deported in Northern Cape. They say we don't belong there. So from Gaza to Soweto, Palestine will be free. Julius Nyerere once said, Africa will never be free until South Africa is free. South African government, my message to South African government today, particularly the president of South Africa, it is that president must listen to the people of South Africa, and people of South Africa stand with the people of Palestine. We don't stand with with Israel, and we don't stand with America. America has never done anything for us beside oppressing us. Amandla! Amandla! Salute.
Amandla! Amandla! It is clear that the future is safe. The future of South Africa is safe. The future of Soweto is safe. The leadership we have we are right with it. In the interest of time, let us also be cognizant of that we have been here for some time and we need to move timelessly. According to rules of war, there are certain things that those that are engaging in wars need to be cautious of. And Israel has been violating each and every rule of engagement when it comes to war. One of the main one is the siege on the on media. The number of journalists that have been killed in Gaza is above 200. This is in a space of 2 years. If you can go to Syria, in a war that lasted for more than 10 years, The number of journalists don't make a quarter thereof. We have got Inayet Wadi, who's going to speak to the press genocide, who's going to speak to the challenges that journalists have been facing, despite all regulations that have been put in place to try and prevent and protect them from attacks from the Israelis.
Thank you, Program Director, Comrade Itani. Takbir! Takbir! Amandla! Free, free Palestine! Comrades, ladies and gentlemen, when we talk about press genocide, we haven't seen anything as horrific as what we've seen in over 600 days. And believe me, comrades, as being a member of the media myself, being in the media for the last 25 years, the last 20 months has been the most horrific that I've experienced as a media personality. Over 600 days, over 200 journalists that have been killed. And from Gaza to Soweto, we have heard constantly the cries of a nation. We have heard constantly the wailing of starving babies. We have witnessed the screams from charred and from smoldering bodies in burning tents. We have seen the sights of lifeless limbs torn apart and scattered all over Gaza. And we have seen the remains of thousands that have been buried under mountains of rubble. And sometimes words alone cannot be sufficient to express the injustice, the oppression that is meted out with savagery and brutality by the Zionist regime. But today, from Soweto to Gaza, we have responded. We are telling the people of Palestine, we have heard your cries. We are telling the people of Palestine that, like we did in 1976, exactly 49 years and 5 days to this day today, when Soweto rose, when the message was loud and clear, enough is enough. When racism in its worst form was eradicated, when humiliation, when degradation, when deprivation, when injustice had to be stopped. And this, comrades, ladies and gentlemen, was a defining moment that sent shockwaves right across the entire country. And it was a message so profound. It was a message that reverberated along the corridors of power of this apartheid regime. And today, we bear the fruits of that message. Today, it is your right to speak out against injustice. Today, it is your right to condemn the Zionist apartheid state. Today, it is your right to stand against imperialism, and it is your right to speak out against hateful agendas. And today, it is your right to stand here in solidarity with the people of Palestine. As media, and especially for us at Salam Media, we are here to remind the world that South Africans are not only here to speak truth to power, we are here to implement that truth. We are here to remind the mainstream, the corporate media right across the entire globe, those that have repeated this narrative over and over again about Palestine being the oppressors, about Palestinians being the guilty party. We are here to remind you that we will debunk those narratives. We are here to remind you that the narrative of the pathological liar and the butcher of Gaza, Benjamin Netanyahu, and his genocidal apartheid regime will not last. We are here as media to remind them that colonizers, occupiers, settlers, land grabbers, invaders, war criminals have no right to defend themselves. Comrades, at this historic moment, right here in Soweto, who better than ourselves who have emerged from this ugly apartheid past? And who better to remind the Palestinians that we feel your pain. Your pain could not be any greater. And this is a grim testament for all of us. As media, we say there is no room for silence. We cannot and we must not be passive. We cannot be witnesses to such brutality. And when the rest of the world has abandoned the people of Palestine, our message is clear. You are not alone. We will not forsake you. And this is where we have drawn the line. Like Nelson Mandela drew the line in 1997 when he reaffirmed his support for the people of Palestine, saying, we know too well that our freedom is incomplete without the freedom of Palestine. Amandla! Amandla! Takbir! I thank you.
Thank you, comrade. Thank you, comrade. It should be noted that when we say that our struggle is married to that of the Palestinian, it's not just in the current affairs. Historically so. The formation or the establishment of the apartheid state of Israel was orchestrated and enabled by the very same British regime that imposed, that laid the platform for apartheid in South Africa. It is the British government that laid the agenda of Cecil John Rose to impoverish black South Africans, Southern Africans, to take land from Southern Africans. It was an agenda that came from the Israel, from Britain. More than that, the speaker from Comrade Mulifi from the Union, he mentioned that in the Western Cape, they are facing a lot of challenges whereby there is an agenda to establish a second Israel in the Western Cape. They are doing it because they know that they've got a foothold in South Africa. They've got some form of control in South Africa, as much as they've got control over Britain and US in Palestine. Next, we will ask the SACP, Comrade Stephens. Is my commissar? In that way, I think I've already declared that I'm also a communist. So we'll ask my commissar to come give a short message of. I am a communist. I am a communist. I am a communist. I'm a communist. Communist. I am a communist. I am a communist. I am a communist. Thank you. Amanda. Amanda. Mata. Matimba. Matimba. Free Palestine. Free Palestine. Thank you very much, program directors. In the interest of time, we're not really gonna be long. We just want to confirm as the South African Communist Party here in Soweto that you are here to come and support this solidarity walk in support of our brothers and sisters that are being killed day in and day out in Palestine. We want to say this should not just be a one-day event. We come here, we do all these speeches and then we're gone. But we're saying we should sustain this. We agree and say that as the South African Communist Party, in our gatherings, in our activities, we will then stage such activities, begin to have dialogues around the issues that are happening in Palestine and everywhere else in the country. We then want to reaffirm the words of our struggle icon, Comrade Nelson Mandela, who can say, South Africa will not be free until Palestine is free. Free Palestine. Free Palestine. From Gaza to Soweto. From Gaza to Soweto. Thank you very much. Thank you. Thank you. Please, I wish to acknowledge the presence of Nathi Ngubane. I don't know if he's still around. Nathi Ngubane is the illustrator who just published a book, a children's book, a coloring book for children, elaborating the struggle of Palestinians. I don't know. I think he's gone. Next, we have Pontimuletsa. He's a comrade of mine, the CEO of Salam Media. Please welcome him.
Thank you. Free, free Palestine. Free, free Palestine. Thank you. I'm actually here to introduce our guest, Bilal Khaled, but he's not well. He's not feeling well. He's a Palestinian journalist, a street graffiti artist, a war photographer, whose work is widely celebrated in the whole world. So I'd like to please bear with him. He's not well. In fact, we've got an event later today at 6 p.m. in Omonde at Lakewood Conference Center. So all of you are welcome to see his work. He's not an ordinary journalist. He is a multi-award winning journalist, and I'm saying this with utmost respect. He has been awarded by big institutions, that are world leading institutions. But I would like to thank each and everyone gathered here, those who have traveled far and wide to ensuring and making sure that this walk, the first ever Palestine solidarity walk here in Soweto, like Molana has said when he started, that there are no people that understand the struggle of Palestinians like the people of Soweto, because they've been through the same as well. I also like to thank Dean and her team of from Visual Intifada for putting up this mural that you see today. In that way, we'd like to thank everyone for coming. There's going to be food that will be provided. I would just like to implore everyone to just remain calm and in an orderly manner, just to ensure that everyone gets to eat. Thank you so much for being part of this historic event. At Salam Media, we are grateful. This reaffirms, our stance when we say we are the voice of the voiceless. We for the marginalized. We highlight issues of racism, global humanitarian crisis, like the one that we see unfolding in Gaza. Thank you so much.
Once again, thank you very much for being part of this. And I hope Salam Media has promised us another even bigger walk in a protest. So I expect it very soon. Women's Month, yes. We're expecting a big thing in Women's Month where Soweto will be filled with yes. All right. So before we close, we would ask all that partook in putting together the mural to come to the front. Please, those involved in putting together the mural, please come to the front, please. Who are you here?
Manje uthi nje unetalent. Speak Zulu, just do you, exactly how